Hello, this video talks about um, QBO format output options. So if you're using converter that converts to QBO format, which is Bank to QBO, CSV to QBO, PDF to QBO, and others like QIF to QBO, then you would have this QBO tab here that you have to use to set right QBO parameters. They are kind of like complement transaction data. So QBO files have transaction data plus additional things that is related to whole file. And in this case, it would be account ID. And if you have more than one account, then you would see more than one choice, more than one group here. And then so this is account ID for QBO file, which is digits only number, and account type, which could be checking, savings, credit card, and others. So when you convert transactions for one account, you have several files to convert, so make sure to use same account ID for those files. When you're ready to convert for another account, make sure to switch the account ID when you start converting for different account. Same goes for account type. Other settings for QBO file are currency. So QBO files for QuickBooks US edition, QBO files must have US dollars currency. For QuickBooks Canadian edition, it must be US dollars or Canadian dollars. There's also option to set bank ID or branch ID. You can leave them empty if you're using QuickBooks, and you can set them if your accounting software requires this to be set. And you also have Bank INTU.BID ID. So Bank INTU.BID ID has to be for allowed bank. You can see the list of banks clicking the lookup button, and you can start typing your bank name, example capital 1, and you would see this bank is listed several times. There's one option for credit card, another option for checking account. So make sure, for example, Wells Fargo, this bank 3000 allows all account types. And the thing is about that, this is more than bank label, doesn't mean anything. So you could have Wells Fargo bank label for QBO file, but then you would in QuickBooks you select any account as long as it's same type as like checking account, and you would select any account to import your transaction center. So many users want to set the bank name to match what they have in QuickBooks, but it's not necessary. The more important thing is to have the code to be allowed. So don't use code that said not allowed, and don't use codes that not allowed for your account type. So for checking, you cannot use code that lists only credit card. Another setting for QBO file, you can set the balance, and you can use these settings like deterministic references, regenerate references, allow non-numeric check, allow empty name, and separate splits. So these are advanced settings. I would talk about them in a separate video, and specifically, usually I would suggest not to change them unless you specifically know that you want to use them specific way. Thank you.